Okay, chapter 4, question 138. We have a mixture of 20.6 grams of phosphorus. Alright, so 20.6 grams of phosphorus and 79.4 grams of chlorine gas. 9.4 grams of chlorine gas. Reacts completely to form phosphorus trichloride and phosphorus pentachloride. So let's just we'll write that out in a second. As the only products, find the mass of phosphorus trichloride formed. Okay, so let's write an expression out for this, and let's balance it. So we have phosphorus plus chlorine, and that is reacting to give us phosphorus trichloride and phosphorus pentachloride. Okay, so we have 2 phosphorus there, so we need 2 here. We have 3 chlorine plus that. Whoa, okay, yeah, that's just that's just a mistake. That should be a 5. Let's make that 5. Get rid of that right there. Come back with a 5. There we go. All right, so we should have 8 of these all together. So we're going to have 4 of these. Oh, good grief. Getting ahead of myself. There we go. Okay, I'll leave that alone. All right, so first things first, we're going to find the moles of both of these, and then we're going to see if we've got a limiting reagent between the two of them. So let's start with phosphorus. So moles of phosphorus equals our mass here, 20.6 grams divided by the formula weight, phosphorus, and that is 30.97 grams per mole. So that is 0.6652. 6652 moles. Okay, and let's get our moles of chlorine. All right, same way. You guys have done this a million times. 0.4 grams. Do remember that we're doing chlorine gas, so we're multiplying 35.45 times 2 here to get 70.9 grams per mole. 0.9 grams per mole. And that gives us 1.120 moles of Cl2. Okay, I mean, we're gonna have to be dealing with chlorine in singulars here, right? So we're gonna multiply this by 2 to give us the moles of Cl, right? So this is equal to 2.240 moles of Cl, and this we can multiply for 3 and for 5 here. Okay, so now let's find our limiting reagent. Limiting reagent, you can find that a bunch of different ways. I'm going to use a longhand process that sort of shows all the steps in detail. So we're going to try and form phosphorus trichloride, and we're going to limit ourselves with the moles of P, moles of phosphorus. And let's see what we get. All right, so this side here, this is from P. All right, so moles of phosphorus trichloride is equal to moles of phosphorus, and we have 2 moles of phosphorus per mole that we make here, right? So mole PCl3, so that we cancel our units of moles P. Okay, and this is 6652 divided by 2 here. 0.6652. 2 means that we will get 0.3326. 3326. All right, so that is our molar yields, limiting ourselves with phosphorus. Now let's try chlorine. Okay, so for chlorine, actually no, let's use 2 since we have it. Okay, moles of Cl3 equals, and in this case, our moles of Cl2, we put this up top so that it cancels, and we have 4 of them over here for each mole of that there. So this is going to be by 4 moles of Cl2. And this is equal to 1.120, right? Cl2, remember, we're going to be back for this one later. L2 moles divided by 4, and we can see that these numbers are not equal. We have 0.28 moles here. All right. So if these numbers here had been equal, then we wouldn't have had a limiting reactant, but because this one here is smaller than phosphorus, that means that chlorine is our limiting reagent. Okay, so that means that we are getting this many, we're going to get this many moles of PCl3. So let's write that over here somewhere. Moles of PCl3. 0.28. Okay, now let's get rid of all this stuff. A more serious eraser. There we go. All right. Make ourselves some space here. We're on the home stretch anyway, but okay. So we wanted the mass of the PCl3 that was formed, and we have the moles of it here. So we can calculate it by multiplying it by the formula weight. So let's just do that. Mass of PCl3 equals the moles times the formula weight. Right. You guys are also pros at this. 0.28 moles times the formula weight of this is going to be phosphorus plus 3 chlorine is going to be 137.32. 7.32 grams per mole, and that gives us a total of 38.45 grams. That is the amount of PCl3.